and then within 10-15 minutes, we were banging. And she had humongous tits and was extremely submissive, so it was a good night. Hey guys, this is Alejandro from Playing with Fire. In this video, I'm going to show you how to handle a very difficult girl over text. And honestly, this is probably some of my best text game to date. So the quick backstory is that I met this chick at a bar, a quick night game number, chatted for 5 minutes, and exchanged digits. And what followed was a week of, shit test, flaking. We actually both flaked on each other, and I had to reframe my whole flaking, making it seem like it was her fault. Just pretty much everything that guys commonly struggle with and more, I went through in this interaction in order to bang this girl. So I'm going to walk you through each text step by step, showing you my mindsets and the reason why I said this specific thing so that you guys can replicate my success. Enjoy. Alright guys, let's dive into the text game breakdown. So about an hour after we parted ways, I sent her my name, Alex, with a winky face, and I really like this text, when I meet a girl in real life. I've tried everything, and I find that this low investment, simple text actually works the best. She writes back, Alex or Alex, need to know for the tramp stamp. So what she's getting at is like in Russia, you say Alex, Alexander. We talked about ethnicity a little bit, so she's making a joke. So the conversation is going. So then I write back, Alexander Papichulo. If you're not familiar with Spanish, that means whatever, like daddy, like Alexander daddy. And then she just basically hearts that message. So when a girl hearts or likes a message, it doesn't really give you that much to go off with. So then I give it a day and then re-engage her the next day, 24 hours later, with the infamous Ryan Gosling meme. Hey girl, happy Thursday. I also find that in terms of memes or re-engaging, this one really, really works well. And again, I've tried a shitload of memes, and this one just has the best reopen rate. So then she responds with hola guapo. And I write back, it means hey handsome. In Spanish, I write back, making nicknames for me already. Right, so what I'm doing here is that, I'm just assuming that the whole that she's chasing me frame and making nicknames for me already. And she says, I mean, duh, now think of one for me that will pad my ego. So now she's throwing a little bit of a challenge my way. She's like, okay, well, you're gonna be the one chasing me, I'm the prize, so you have to actually think of a nickname for me. And so here I kind of give her a little bit, I say, I already have one with a winky face, right? And then she's like, pray tell, and I say kripiya, which means please in Hindi. She was actually Indian, a hot Indian girl with big tits. Very rare find. So she says, haha, kripiya, mushya, batiya, so she writes back in Hindi. And again, why did I say something, in her language? I always try to do that because it's just like a high value move. It shows that you understand the girl's culture a little bit. And again, this chick, was very much grew up in America, but just if you can show that you understand the person's culture just a tad bit, it gives you crude bonus points. So just like a little subtle DHV. So then I write back, Zaro Yakin over Balawan, and the Indian people watching this video are probably loving this, me texting in Hindi. And then she, this basically means awesome, let's split a bottle of wine. So notice how I still haven't given her nickname. So I built a little curiosity, hey, I created a nickname for you, but I'm not gonna tell it. You have to kind of meet up with me to find out what this nickname is. And then she actually just likes that message, which again doesn't give me much to go off. The hearting, the liking messages, it's a way quite often girls will test you to see if you're needed, to see if you will double text them, see how you handle that kind of stuff. And I handle this just by just not doing anything. So I just ignore her. I trust in the fact that she already likes me enough that she will follow up again. I'm just assuming attraction, assuming compliance. And then 2 days later, she sends me a meme. It's like it's Friday meme or something like that. So, I need to build off that, again, I said split a ball of wine, and she just liked that message. So it's not a no, but it's not a yes either. So I say, yes, Freaky Friday, winky face, right? So just riffing off what she said, and she says, what's freaky, LOL. So then again, I say a few things I'll tell you during our romantic date. So again, as you guys see, the common pattern is that I'm creating intrigue, I'm building the intrigue, but I'm not giving away, what I mean. I'm using that to segue towards getting her out. So creating attraction, then using it to drive in the direction that I want to go. So she says, you talk a big game, blondie, I'll believe when I see it, LOL. So this is a little bit of a shit test. She's saying, well, first of all, she called me blondie. that blonde, brunette. And then also she's like saying, I'll believe when I see it, like, yeah, like you whatever, like you're a little beta bitch. So I say, so here I have to make a decision, but I decide to go a little hard here. Not too hard, I don't want to go too explicit. I decide to take a little bit of a risk, and I just have a feeling this is going to work well on her. So I say, that'd be hard since you'll be blindfolded, devil face. And it doesn't work as great as I would have hoped, because she just says, once more, big game, little show with one of these. Now the mistake that a lot of guys would make here is that they would keep trying to sex this girl and try to prove how cool they are over text. But that's not the right move here, because literally what she's getting at is, yeah, most guys I meet talk a big game over text, but they're giant pussies in real life. And the night I met her, I was like really out of it, I was really tired, so I didn't really show that I was like a fucking awesome guy that all my YouTubers know I am. So I had to, she has a decent impression of me, but it's not like super awesome. So I say, let's change that. You free Sunday or Monday evening. So I use the fact that she says that she's basically getting at is that, oh, you talk a big game, but you're not going to show me. I use that as basically another reason to close. And she writes back, Tuesday is better, but Monday couldn't work. So in this situation, I obviously want to, if I can do both days, I want to stick with Tuesday because, it just reduces the flakiness chance. So I say, all right, let's do Tuesday. How does 8 sound? And guess what she does? She likes the message. Now, again, this is a little bit of like, okay, but it's not like the confirmation we want. We want the girl to say sounds good or like awesome where. We want something like that. We don't want her to just like the message like that because that's like, it's a kind of a yes, but it's not really a yes either. So what happens next is actually I sort of flake on her. I had a few days that weekend. I was just worn out. I had like a little bit of like a cold or something like that. I had some work I had to finish. So basically I could not meet up with her on Tuesday. But I was going to use the fact that she didn't really confirm the date to basically make it seem like I'm not the one to flake on her. So she texts me Monday, how was the weekend? And I say, quite interesting actually, how about you? But I don't send that until Tuesday, until the next day. And she says, I keep it less interesting and more fun, but that's just me. So this girl like is intrigued by the idea of our date, but notice how she doesn't particularly say like, hey, are we still on? This is like pretty kind of typical hot girl with an ego behavior because she really doesn't want to like be like, yo, so we're meeting up. She doesn't want to see needy either. And I just say, I like the sound of that, winky face, and she doesn't reply. So I don't say anything, I ignore that, and the next day I follow up with what you doing tonight. So Wednesday I was actually able to hang out, and I wanted to get her out. And she says something fun, talk soon, with a kissy face, which is basically like a fuck off text. Like it's a very nice fuck off text. And again, she's testing me a little bit. She wants to know what I'm gonna do next. So I say thanks for the invite, and she says you're welcome, guapo. Again, more brattiness and just like a little bit of a shit test. She's testing me a little bit. So I decide the right move here is to do what I did in the past and just not really say anything and see if she double texts me. And unfortunately this time she doesn't, so my gamble doesn't really work. So then I follow up with her on Friday, again, giving it 2 days. Notice how I'm not like texting her right away, I'm using time to my advantage. And I sent her another meme. It's this, you guys will see in the thing, but it's basically like a mild BDSM meme that I also find that works really well. If the girl is even semi-DTF, this meme is gonna be successful. The only kind of girls this won't have success with are like good Christian girls, whatever, but probably not going for those anyway. So she hits me back with, have you noticed how crude humor is just annoying if it's not remotely clever? Obviously not. Again, this is just a little bit more brattiness, a little bit more shit test. But also what we gotta observe is that I think she's a little bit butthurt, and this will be evident in a few texts later, by the fact that I sort of flaked on her even though she didn't even really confirm. So I'm not gonna like play her game. I just try to flip the whole thing on her and I say, you misspelled hola guapo, because that's what she would commonly say. And kind of works well because then she sends me, starts investing a lot. She says, I did, you misspelled the word misspelled as misspelled. It's okay, we all know that no child left behind act didn't work. Not your fault, guapo. So basically she's low-key calling me dumb. Whatevs. Had like a 3.0 GPA in college, whatevs. So again, there's two moves, there's two things people will commonly do here. They might get butthurt, and be like whatever, like fuck you or some equivalent of that, or they might try to argue with her based on like that, like, oh, actually, blah, 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 get logical, but that's not the right move. The right move is of a high value guy who just doesn't give a fuck and will just hold his frame. That's extremely attractive to women. So that's why I say, you're cute when you're being a grammar Nazi. Again, I'm not letting her bait me into getting butthurt. I'm not letting her bait me into arguing with her. I'm doing is I'm taking back control of the frame, but actually kind of friendly, calling her for being a grammar Nazi, because who really gives a shit if I misspell a word? She says, I'm always cute, and grammar and spelling are different aspects of language. Again, she's like just like being like technical for no reason. So the wrong move again is to argue with her against the semantics of fucking the English language. No. So I say, stop, you're starting to turn me on. Again, holding onto my frame, kind of teasing her for being just like way too literal, way too like who the fuck like gives a shit about this kind of stuff, you know? So that's basically what I'm saying. And she writes back with, you haven't seen anything yet, with a kissy face. So I'm starting to get hold of the frame. So then I use this as a segue to meet up. I say, save it for a romantic date. And then I met with more resistance. She says, nah, you passed on that once, so I'm gonna do us both a favor and pass on it forever. Dum, 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 rejected. So here I have to make a choice, and I think here is the fact that she never really confirmed our date. I'm gonna take back the frame, flip the whole thing around, and make it seem like she was the one that flaked, or that there was a miscommunication. It wasn't really me that flaked on her. So I played dumb and say, and when exactly did I pass? And she sends a screenshot of her liking the message or whatever, the preview of when we sort of had plans. And then she says, I had a good cry, but I think my pride will return if I pray hard enough. But she actually, even though she's being sarcastic, that message does show that she is a little bit butthurt about that. Just a little bit. So, you know, I probably hurted her pride or her ego a little bit. It wasn't my intention, obviously. You know, I just legitimately couldn't hang out that night. But I need to flip this whole thing around. So I say, no need to cry. I had no idea you agreed since you didn't respond to my text. Maybe a thumbs up means something else in Russia, but I wasn't signaling that I'm headed out to buy potatoes or get Putin a lap dance. Well, sorry, got carried away just then, because I don't respond to her give Putin a lap dance right away text. So then I say, it actually means that you're going to buy potatoes from Putin, but that's okay. Some wine will resolve these cultural misunderstandings. Again, making the whole thing seem like a misunderstanding, but in a flirty, fun way. That's like the key, balancing the logic of it with the fun of it. She says, well, okay, homie, if you say so. In the spirit of peace amongst nations, I'll even buy the wine. Let me know your $5 variety of choice. Went from, I'm gonna pass to, okay, I'll even buy the wine in maybe 20 minutes, right? You know, this is the value of good texting. You can really turn shit around. So I say, surprise me with a winky face. And she does what she commonly does, and she likes that message. Ultra frustrating. For any woman watching this, don't like or heart messages and then not respond. It doesn't really give us much to go off. So then I say, what evenings are you free? I follow up with my own text, double text. A day later, what evenings are you free? She says Monday through Wednesday. I say, all right, Tuesday night it is. Getting into logistics here. She says, okay, sounds good. What are you trying? And then she says, what are you trying to do? So the wrong way to, when you're getting into like the whole meeting up thing, like this is where you go into logistics and the girl last minute says, what are you expecting? What are you trying to do? What are your expectations for tonight? Blah, blah, blah. Is to go low key and make it seem like you don't want to be like, fuck the shit out of you. Oh, you know, like choke you, whatever. You don't want to go down that route. You want to be low key and vague. That's always the right move in a situation like this. And so I say, enjoy your $5 bottle of wine, of course. Right? That's the right move. And she responds with cool. So I go to confirm the date of our date. I go to confirm by saying, pick out that bottle yet. You know, because she's supposed to buy the wine. She says, bottle? Question mark. I'm doing you the honor of an entire box. I say, oh baby, and she sends me a smiley face. And then I go to, confirm the exact time. I say, how does 9 sound? And then she says, yeah, sorry babe, I wasn't sure if we were still on. Gonna go see a movie, pseudo. So basically she's flaking on me. I almost had a feeling that she was gonna do that to kind of get back at me for flaking on her. So the wrong move here is again to get butthurt, to try to get, too logical, blah, blah, blah. No. So I say was I unclear when I asked about that bottle, about that box of wine with one of these faces? So what I also don't want to do is be like, yeah, sure, that's fine. I don't want to be like too much of a pushover either. Find that nice middle ground between getting butthurt and between just being too much of a pushover, letting the whole thing go. And she says sorry with like 3 emojis of like monkeys like this. And I say, I'm still trying to make this happen. I say, what time does the movie end? And she says, past your bedtime, guapo. Yeah, she's like being a little condescending here, truth be told. But again, not getting butthurt. I'm flipping the whole thing around on her, and I say, it's like you're trying to get a spanking. She says, haha, you need to earn spanking rights. Again, princess syndrome, bratty, whatever. So I just reply with keep it up. and what she do? She likes that message. So a lot of guys might be tempted to give up here. Oh, this chick flaked on me. She's just giving me random answers, shit testing me. No. Like, if you want something, you really got to see it out and go for it. So I wait a few days, and then I double text her with still holding that wine hostage, question mark. So she says, oh gosh, yes, LOL. And I say, let's put it to good use. At this point, you know, I'm just gonna reopen it with some kind of a funny value text and just go for the close, you know. I've already built off and off. There's no need for me to like fucking talk about random shit or any of that. There's enough investment. We already had plans to hang out. You know, now it's time to re-engage, build a little value, and then go for the close in a smooth way. She says, and then I don't say anything, and then a few minutes later she says, let's. And this is the importance of just not being like having a knee-jerk reaction texting right away, but actually giving it some time and seeing if the girl will double text. I say Tuesday or Wednesday night. Going for the close, she says Tuesday, and then I decide to troll her a little bit. I just couldn't resist, and I like her message. I never fucking like messages, but I just couldn't resist. So she says Tuesday, and I like her message. And what does she do? She texts back 5 minutes later, we on, or are you buying potatoes for Putin? So apparently she doesn't like when people like her messages either. I says, don't worry, we definitely on. Then the day of the date, you know, I go to confirm. I say hola linda, open her up. You know, another side note is when you're confirming day of, don't confirm when your first message. Just open her with a meme or hola linda or like yo sexy, whatever. Just get her to respond. Then confirm, right? You just want to get that little bit of an investment because the girl you haven't been messaging the girl for 24 hours. Then you go to confirm. I've tested this extensively. It just works a lot better. And she replies with something in Hindi, and then I don't bother translating it. I just say yum. How does 9 sound? And she says, don't say yum just yet. You haven't even seen what I'm wearing. 9 is fine. Perfect. So then I say perfect. I'll try to suppress my erection. She says perfect. And then I text her 2 hours before the date, or say, by the way, address is blah, 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 my address. And then, of course, she says, oh shoot, I didn't realize I was coming over, LOL. I mean, I thought it was really obviously implied because, you know, we're splitting a bottle of wine. So I say, did you think we were gonna drink that box on the street? And she hits me back with, did you seriously think you were gonna have me come straight over to your apartment the first time we hung out, haha. I told you, spanking rights are earned, my dear. So I followed up with, well, it's not like the minute you walk in, I bend you over my romantic balcony and slap that ass, get your mind out of the gutter, girl. So what I'm doing here is I'm painting a very sexual image in her head, but I'm saying not, like this is not gonna happen. It's like a very effective way of going sexual, like building that like little bit of intensity, but in a way that's safe, that's not gonna get you like, what kind of girl do you think I am type of message. And she says, that sounds dangerous. You definitely shouldn't do that after you've both been drinking, just some brotherly advice. Again, a little bit condescending, which says brotherly advice, like, I love her, my brother. That's why I said we're not gonna do that, silly. Again, holding onto the frame. And she said, you said not right away, but anyway, hope I see you around. So, again, she's like pulling back and flaking on me. So I'm gonna call her out on it in like a not but her way. So I say, are you flaking on me again? And she says, let's call it an honest misunderstanding. One that will not sour a blooming romance. It's Miami. If you walk right outside, there are about 4 hotter girls and dumber than I am, very willing trouts on balconies spanking. So here I need to go a tad bit logical and reframe the whole thing. And this is going to be basically like, I'm not going to get her to come over. I mean, maybe if I get her on the phone. So I need to reframe this as a public date, but do it in like a way that's not going to seem needy, or in a way where she's going to feel awkward if she flakes. So I say, don't sell yourself short. You do realize it was you who said you were going to bring a box of wine. Naturally, I assumed that we'd be splitting it on my balcony. Naturally, I assumed we wouldn't be drinking on the street. If you don't feel comfortable coming over, we can meet at a bar nearby first. Right, so that's just like a text where the girl pretty much has to agree. When they can seem like, yo, this is your idea to like split a bottle of wine, so I just assumed, like, there's how many misunderstandings there have been so far. But, you know, if you want, we can meet at a bar first. And she says, my bad, I was messing around. And she wasn't. Yeah, we can meet up elsewhere if you're up for it, no pressure. Again, like a little bit of like yeah, my way or the highway type of text, and she says no pressure. So I'm gonna very mildly call her out on this. I say, you're a character. Yeah, let's meet at a red bar. She says, still at 9. I say, let's do 9:30, because I was running a little bit. She says, okay, cool. And she says, yo, I'm almost ready. What's your status? I like how she texts as a dude for some reason. I say, getting ready now, be there by 9:30. Oh, you don't gotta get so pretty for me. A little bit of a shit test, I just don't respond to it. She says, it'll take me 20 minutes to get there. Text me when I should leave. I say, sounds good. She says, where you at, homie? I promise this girl was not ghetto. She was very well educated, but I don't know why she said something like that. It can't even take you this long to lose your hair. So I kind of call her out. I say, hold me, LOL, hold me with a question mark, LOL. And I say, I'm ready. And she's like, hey, I'll head over. See you soon. I send her a winky face. She says, be there in 5. And I say, coming, spelled C-U-M-I-N-G. I always like to troll girls with that. And then I say, I'm out front, and our date begins. Now, the date itself was actually extremely straightforward. We met up at a bar. I was charming, confident, assertive. She was a little standoffish at first, but I got her laughing within a few minutes. Then I started, building sexual tension, good eye contact, good body language, the stuff I talk about in other videos and articles. And basically, within 20 minutes, she essentially pulled herself. We had the first drink, and then she was basically like, yeah, do you want to just have some wine at your place or something like that? So I was like, yeah, sure. At this point, I haven't even touched her. Everything was just subcommunicated. Again, body language, eye contact. Walked to my place. Funny enough, I actually saved her from getting hit by a bus. She was literally not paying attention. I literally saved this woman's life. I'm just a hero. And then I get to my place, pour us both some wine, chill on the balcony. I don't try not to escalate too fast, just let the girl get comfortable. And then within 10, 15 minutes, we were banging. And she had humongous tits and was extremely submissive, so it was a good night. So what is the big takeaway from this video? And I think it really comes down to not jumping on the bait. Girls will commonly throw shit tests your way, they might flake, and this will be like that with any aspect of your life. And what you want to do is avoid having that knee-jerk reaction, You want to be emotionally in control. So you don't want to send that, like the girl flakes like, fuck off, or like, there's so many times where the chick was baiting me, or she was trying to see if I was going to get reactive, all this kind of stuff. And I never did. That's why I was able to ultimately get her out, even though there were some points where it seemed like it was unlikely. Again, it's extremely high value if you can just keep your frame, just remain aloof, but still confident and kind of going for what you want, not rewarding bad behavior, but also not arguing or getting butthurt, just any of the things that guys commonly do. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and found it valuable. As always, let me know by hitting the like button, hitting the subscribe button, hitting the bell for notifications. And as always, till next time.